Welcome, JC Cottrell here to the program. Cody Walker is his opponent coming up on Legacy Fighting Championships 56, June 24th in Dallas, Texas at the Bomb Factory. We were just talking before we started recording. Man, you were on a 10-fight win streak, and you were crushing through fools. Like, you were having an amazing time. You made the statement, hey, I got a big head, and that's how I got caught. You know, you got TKO'd, you got caught in King of the Cage. And then since then, you've been on another win streak. Another, 6 fights right now after that? So, all in all, you're 16 out of 17. You got wins. Like, that's not so bad. Like, did you really get a big head, or was Victor Meza just better that night?
No, I got a big head. I didn't train like I should have. I didn't do the things I was supposed to.
What were those things? What didn't you do that you were supposed to?
Not go to training.
Oh, you honestly just didn't show up for practice?
No, I showed up. I just didn't show up like I regularly do.
Okay.
I can't take anything from the guy. It was, right. I won the first round, went into the second. I was gassed.
Okay.
In my head, it was already over with, and that ended up being what happened.
And that's normal. I mean, that goes through. You're on a long winning streak, and now, though, you've got the hunger back. Obviously, you've been working your way through, 5 fights right now in a row. This will be you win again, coming on the 24th. It'll be your 6th fight in a row that you're on a win streak. And some pretty tough competition. It hasn't been easy. They're not giving you an easy route, you know. Last fight was Ed Klein. It was a great fight. You ended up getting a rear naked choke in the first round. Went very quickly. You looked good. You looked quick. But you also looked a little bit more aware about how the fight is actually going to go. You have a lot more ring sense, if that makes sense to you. You actually understand how the fight goes. Do you feel that as well now that you're fighting?
Not completely. When I'm in that, I feel a lot better when I'm in the cage than when we're on a mat striking. I feel a whole lot more comfortable. I have something to push off of. I have something to lean onto. Every now and then I have something to grab onto.
As long as the ref didn't see it, you didn't do it.
Exactly. You get 1-3-1.
Right, exactly. So how do you see this opponent, though? Do you see him as a step up in competition? Do you see him as a step down in competition? How do you see Cody Walker?
As far as skill level, yeah. I don't know. I see him about like everybody else, but at the same time, I've done this at 155 and I've done this at 170, and I can damn sure do it at 145.
So yeah, that brings up my next question. How is your weight right now?
I weighed 156 after practice.
And when you show up for the make weight the week of the fight, what do you plan on being? About the same as you are now, or are you going to be a little bit lighter?
You mean during the fight, or?
Yeah, during actual fight time. During the actual fight, you've already made weight. Like the next day, you weighing about 156 or
60 or 65.
That much?
Yeah.
Is that just natural, or is it something you have to kind of force yourself to get yourself back up to that size?
I've been dieting for 8 weeks now. I started out between 175 and 180, but that's eating everything I want and doing everything I want.
Okay.
Now, we'll see.
the reason why I'm asking, because I feel like if you go up to that heavy, that you're gonna be a little bit slower, a little bit less. And have more power, obviously, you can have more weight behind your punches, but you're a little bit slower because you're carrying a lot of extra weight. If you're walking around right now at 156, and then all of a sudden fight night you're 160, 165, that's a lot of weight to put on.
I weighed 165 a week ago, and that's
okay.
Yeah.
All right. When you said you've been dieting for 8 weeks, I thought you've been slowly coming down and getting your weight down. So it was like 4 weeks ago you weighed 165. No, it's been 7 days. Yeah, you'll be back up to 165 then relatively easily.
No, a week ago I weighed 165.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like you'll easily be 165 then after you make weight. Like it's
yes.
very, very sure. So, well, break down Cody. Have you seen much on Cody as a competitor? Have you seen much tape on him at all?
I've seen 2 or 3 videos.
And how do you see him? How do you think he's approaching this fight? Like, how do you think what he's going to try to do to you the first round and a half, if it gets that far?
I see him trying to keep his distance. Smart move.
Fearing your inside punching. Did he try to attack at all? Or is he going to be completely on the outside and try to run from it the entire time?
Well, he's got a good wrestling coach, so let's see how good his wrestling is.
He's going to have to come inside. Yeah.
Well, I don't see him trying to take me down or take it to the ground, I mean, he's more than welcome to. I just see him standing at a distance, and I'm going to put him on the cage, put him on his ass, and we'll go from there.
Did you have to tweak anything for this training camp? Was there did you any more like did you change something at all? Not like changing coaches or changing caps, but it was like some little thing that you tweaked for this training camp to get you ready for Cody?
I don't know if I'd call it that. I mean, right before I fought Ed Klein, like a month before I fought Ed Klein, I started training at Academy of Martial Arts with Kendrick Coleman.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I mean, that's the switch I made. I mean, other than that, I mean, I just fell into a routine with Kendrick, and I kind of just listen to him and do what he tells me to do.
Kendrick's a good coach. He's been around a long time. Smart guy, very intelligent when it comes to training fighters, and understands how not to try to change the fighter, but make the fighter better. So he's not going to be like, oh, you're a wrestler, let's make you a boxer. He's going to make you a wrestler that knows how to box, or whatever the situation might be. So he's really good at that. I didn't realize he had switched over to Kendrick. That's really good. Why did you switch to him? I mean, you could have went anywhere. Like, why'd you go there?
I actually fought for XFL in Tulsa on a card with Myron Dennis, and I had met Myron and Dell and a few other guys that trained there, and ever since then, every time I would run into them, they would tell me to come up there and train. And then I had a fight not too long ago, the fight right before Ed Klein, and they were there, and Dell came up there. One of our friends, Dell, came up to me and told me that I really needed to come up there because at the time I wasn't even training. I was training at a boxing gym. I wasn't even doing training mixed martial arts. I was trying to get better on my striking.
Okay, wow, that's awesome. And that let's see, that fight before Klein was Rocky Long.
Yep, that was it.
Back in June of 2015. So, and I'm looking at your record right now, and it says you haven't fought since September of 2015. Why was there such a long layoff between fights?
Really, just to get better. I've been working on my Muay Thai with Kendrick for a year now, so I mean, I'm ready to see how it works out.
You really put yourself on the shelf just to get better. Like it wasn't a management issue. It wasn't promoters just weren't calling you back and giving you fights. You just decided I want to become a better fighter before I start fighting again. So you took that time off.
I wanted to get better at my striking. That's why I went to a boxing gym, and then I had a boxing fight that went to a draw, and I went from there to working on Muay Thai with Kendrick, and it's just all coming together.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. JC, thanks so much for coming out here. I really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your training camp, and we'll talk again soon.
All right. Thank you.